Building a credit score, a good credit score, is very important for financial success, growth, and opportunities here in the UK. With this video, I'm going to be sharing with you valuable tips that you're going to need to build a good credit score. This video is specifically for Nigerian immigrants like myself here in the UK. Let's dive right into the video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. If you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for being on this journey with me. And to the 110 subscribers, oh my god, 110 subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. So thank you everybody that has supported, everybody that's liked, everybody that's commented on any video that I have done. I really appreciate you guys. So today's video is, like I said, today's video is about credit score, how to build your credit score, what to do and what not to do when you're trying to build your credit score. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what is a credit score. What is a credit score? I'm going to explain credit score not like how every other person would try to define a credit score, but just in a very simple way so that you can understand what a credit score is. Think of a credit score as a report card that shows how good you are with money. It's like a report card that literally shows how good you are with paying and borrowing money. Now, if you're new in the UK, you literally don't have any credit card history, you don't have any borrowing or paying history. When you want to borrow money from a bank or get a credit card, they want to know how well you are at paying, how good you are at paying back the money on time. Your credit score helps them to figure that out. Note, it's a number that shows how trustworthy you are at borrowing money. That's simply what a credit score is. To calculate your credit score, the bank looks at things like how good you are at paying back money and whether you owe money for a longer period of time, or you owe money more than the stipulated time that you're supposed to pay back. Say you borrowed money. Now they also look at if you've had any issues with money in the past, like lateness in paying your bills and loans that you have collected. You might ask, what is a high credit score? It means that you have been responsible with money and you're most likely to pay back the money that you owe. A low credit score means that you have some problems with money in the past. It is important to be responsible with money and also not borrow more than you can handle. Now, because if you borrow more than you can handle, technically you're setting up yourself to having a bad credit score, right? Now, moving on, coming from a country like Nigeria, we all know that in Nigeria there is not so much of a credit policy in Nigeria, but in the UK the whole system is different. Here in the UK, you can live like your luxury, small girl, big god in the UK as long as you have a good credit score. And to have a good credit score, they have to know that these banks, these lenders, they have to know that you're responsible with money. They cannot give money to somebody that they know that is not going to pay back, right? They cannot give money, in fact nobody aside from banking systems and lenders and whatnot. A normal person would not want to give money to somebody, like a human being would not want to give money to somebody that is not going to pay back on time. Say you've given money to Mr. A and Mr. A doesn't pay back the money when they said they wanted to pay back the money. Obviously, you're going to know that Mr. A is not trustworthy. He's not responsible with money. He cannot pay back on time. It's very important to pay back money on time, especially money that you've borrowed or loaned, or even your bills. It's very important to do so. Now, I think I've digressed a bit, so I'm going to go back to what we're talking about, which is building your credit score in the UK as a Nigerian immigrant. To get started, it's very crucial to understand how credit scoring works in the UK. Now, the UK has a lot of credit referencing agencies that they use to check how you're paying your loans and how you're borrowing them as well. Lenders use this information to calculate your credit score, which determines your credit worthiness. The UK has a couple of agencies that they use to check your borrowing habits and your repayment habits, right? Now, these agencies are like Experian, Quifax, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that well, but I'm going to put the name of the agencies here, and TransUnion. What these agencies do is they check your, like I said, your borrowing and your repayment habits. This helps them determine your credit worthiness. What do you do first to build your credit score? First thing you have to do is register on the electoral roll. Now, how do you do this? One is contact your council, the council that where you are living, the council you contact. Say you're staying in Birmingham council, you contact them and you get yourself registered to be able to vote in that vicinity. Now, once you do that, this is a very simple yet effective step. This shows your stability and it positively affects your credit score. The second thing you have to do is open a bank account. If you're new in the UK, that's like something that you should be looking up to do in the first few weeks of your stay in the UK. Now, when you open a bank account, this is going to give lenders the opportunity to know that you have a good banking relationship. It's really not difficult. You can go on any of the banks that I've listed here, and I'm going to show you one of the banks, how it is, the processes. Just go on the website, type in any of the banks. Say you're going to use Lloyds Bank, you type in Lloyds Bank and you check register to get a bank account. It's very simple. I've just put out how to do that on the screen here. It's as easy as ABC. This is going to help you build your credit score. Now, moving on. In the UK, a lot of times we know that you can get things on contract, right? You can get either your laptop, any gadgets, you can get gadgets, or you can pay in bits, right? Now, one thing I want to point out is get a phone contract. That is one way to help you build your credit score. How will you do that? You go to your nearest phone distributors, the nearest gadget distributors, say O2, 3, I think, I don't know whether it's 3 or 3, but anyway, O2 is one I use, right? So when you go there, you could now say you want to get this so and so phone. They would give you a contract plan, and you're going to follow this contract diligently, in fact religiously. Okay, this is going to help your credit score. You have to do for providers that report your payment history to credit reference agencies. Another thing to do, another important valuable tip is organize bills and set up a payment reminder. What does this mean? Say you have your monthly rent, right? What you have to do is set up a direct debit on your app, on your bank app. And what this does is, at the end of the month, if you set up a direct debit of, say you have £450 monthly rent fee, right? You set up a direct debit and it will take out from that direct debit would automatically pay your landlord at the end of every month. This helps you, shows your credit worthiness, right? And you're not slacking in your payments for your rent. Everything is going smoothly, everything goes smoothly, you're not late, you're not defaulting in payment, and it just helps the lenders or the bank see that, oh, this person is paying his or her bills on time. Not only do you set up your direct debits for rent, you can set up direct debits for a lot of other things. Say direct debits to for your phone contract, you can set up direct debits for that. Direct debits for your Wi-Fi, you can set up that. You can set up direct debits for your electricity bills, water bills, and so on and so forth. The list is long, and trust me, I have done this and it's worked for me, and it can work for you as well. Moving on to the next valuable tip: avoid hard searches. You would ask yourself, what are hard searches? What does that mean? Now, hard searches are known as hard inquiries or credit checks, and can potentially be harmful to your credit score. Just avoid hard searches. Now, try as much as possible not to do a hard search for the next 6 months. Like, let's say you're doing hard search, let it be on the interval of 6 months. You don't do it like every 2 months, every 3 months. Has to be 6 months before you do one, right? Searches are really bad, but you should also understand that they are really short-lived as well. The negative effect diminishes over time. Say you want to minimize the potential impact of having to do a hard search. What you will do is do your research and understand the likelihood of approval before submitting a credit application. Let's talk about credit cards. applying for a credit card is a great way of improving your credit score in the UK. Now, there are a lot of credit cards out there. There are credit cards that help you as a beginner that doesn't have any credit, and there are credit cards that help people that have already had, like, you know, you want to build your credit score, yada yada yada. Yeah, there are credit cards for everybody, every type of person, regardless of what level or criteria that you fall into. So what you have to do as a beginner is you have to start with a credit card provider that has limited or no credit history, right? Now, I started with Aqua is my credit card provider, and they initially, I mean, they gave me, I think, a £900 limit to my credit card. And what you have to do is, once you apply for a credit card, it is important to know that that credit card, they're going to give you an amount that you can spend, right? It's like they're borrowing you this amount that you can spend, and you can use this money for, like, say, your monthly grocery, maybe your transportation, whatever you want to use the money for. That is fine, that's up to you. However, it's important to know that you do not spend more than you can pay. So now, once whatever money they give you and whatever amount you use for the month, make sure it doesn't go beyond 30% of that money. You don't spend beyond 30% of that money, and make sure that whatever you're spending, you're able to pay back. Now, what the credit card does is it helps you build your credit score. Like I said, I mean, it provides a lot of data, a lot of history on your borrowing and spending, you know, all that juicy stuff. Also, make sure that you're able to pay at the end of the month in full, not half payments, in full. It's not, in fact, you can even set up a direct debit on your credit card, on the credit card app, right? You can set up a direct debit as well. At the end of the month, the bank with the credit card app or the credit card providers would take that money from your bank, right? So you don't have to have stories that touch the heart. The credit score helps you in the long run. It is like a financial nest of some sort, right? It helps you in the long run. In the long run, you can be able to buy a house, you know, you buy a house, and your mortgage, like, you can be able to buy a house, you can be able to buy a car tomorrow, as long as your credit score is good. I mean, even credit score is so important to some employers, right? Then they want to check your credit score, especially if you're applying for a financial position, say an accountant and whatnot. These employers are going to check your credit score. Even some landlords also check your credit score as well, just to know that, oh, this person is good, this person is a responsible adult, this person is responsible with their money. The last but not the least tip is monitor your credit report. Now, when you monitor your credit report, you will know where there are errors that would negatively affect your credit score. If you have any errors, contact the credit providers, the credit reference agencies. Contact the credit reference agencies. Credit reference agencies, like I mentioned earlier, the ones that the banks use to know your credit history, right? You can set up an account with these credit reference agencies, Esperan, and then you monitor your credit report with them. It gives you a more relaxed way of knowing, okay, I'm on track. I have gone from very bad to very good. A very bad credit score is this, right? And a very good credit score is this, and an excellent credit score is this. So always monitor your credit report. It will help you in the long run. It will help you stay on top of your credit essentials for a long-term success. And now we've come to the end of this topic and this discussion. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and please don't forget to watch other videos and leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, and also don't forget to turn on the notification bell to see amazing videos like this. Thank you so much. Make good choices. Stay safe. Bye.
Sun tan, sun sunscreen, strawberry ice cream, midsummer's daydream, sipping in between long days, warm nights, gliding like light kites, sapphire clear skies, whipped cream cherry pies. Ooh.